The final day of the summer transfer window has arrived, and the football world is holding its breath. Every deal, every negotiation behind closed doors could send shockwaves across Europe, reshaping the entire season in just a matter of hours. From blockbuster transfers on the verge of exploding to last-minute surprises that nobody saw coming, the atmosphere feels like a whirlwind. The clock is ticking, phones haven't stopped ringing, and boardrooms remain wide awake. Because sometimes all it takes is a single signature to flip the script before the window slams shut. After weeks of tense negotiations, Liverpool and Newcastle have finally reached an agreement for Alexander Isak. The Swedish striker is set to join the Reds for a jaw-dropping £130 million, a fee that smashes the British transfer record and eclipses Chelsea's £115 million move for Moises Caicedo back in 2023. Isak has already arrived in Liverpool for his medical, with Sky Sports confirming that the deal will be wrapped up today on a 6-year contract. Liverpool's first bid of £110 million was turned down, with Newcastle holding firm at £150 million. But everything changed when Isak pushed for the move, refusing to train or play in order to force his way out of St. James's Park. The real turning point came once Newcastle secured a replacement, splashing £69 million on Nick Woltemade from Stuttgart. That opened the door for Isak to officially become the most expensive signing in Liverpool's history. And the Merseyside Giants didn't stop there. In another late twist, Liverpool have sealed a deal for Mark Guehi from Crystal Palace. The transfer is worth more than £35 million, plus a 10% sell-on clause. Guehi had already agreed personal terms with the Reds a month ago, and now the final pieces have fallen into place. It's a move that came together in the frantic final hours of deadline day, a testament to Richard Hughes and his recruitment team. Newcastle wasted no time filling the void left by Isak. The Magpies have struck a £55 million deal to bring in Yoane Wissa from Brentford. The Congolese forward had agreed personal terms weeks ago and is now on his way for a medical before being unveiled at St. James's Park. Wissa becomes Newcastle's second attacking signing of the window, following Nick Woltemade's £69 million arrival from Stuttgart. Brentford had rejected multiple bids earlier in the summer, holding firm on their valuation. But in the end, Newcastle matched the price and got their man. The move also carried a layer of personal drama. Wissa himself took to social media, accusing Brentford of breaking their promise after blocking his transfer earlier this summer. The forward had been assured he could leave after last season, and he made it clear he felt let down. In the end, Brentford's own signing of Dango Ouattara cleared the path for Wissa to finally make his dream move. With Callum Wilson departing and Isak, Newcastle's new front line now features two fresh faces, Woltemade and Wissa, a statement of intent that the Magpies are ready to rebuild and move forward. Meanwhile, in Manchester, the final day was just as frantic. Old Trafford witnessed a flurry of exits as Erik ten Hag's successor, Ruben Amorim, looked to reshape the squad. The headline departure: Jadon Sancho has sealed a season-long loan to Aston Villa, with Villa covering 80% of his massive wages. United, wary of losing him for nothing, wisely extended his contract until June 2026 before approving the deal. Antony has also left, joining Real Betis for €22 million plus €3 million in add-ons. United inserted a smart clause, retaining 50% of any future sale, a safeguard in case the Brazilian revives his career in Spain. The business didn't stop there. Rasmus Højlund has moved to Napoli on loan, with an option to buy worth around £40 million in total. In all, United have generated close to £130 million from these outgoing moves, a massive boost that capped off a wild and decisive deadline day for the Red Devils. But not everyone got their wish. According to Sunsport, young midfielder Kobbie Mainoo was informed he would not be allowed to leave, despite pushing for a loan move. Amorim has made it clear: Mainoo stays. For the teenager, it may mean more time on the bench, waiting for his chance under the new regime. According to The Athletic, Manchester United have reached a personal agreement with Sané Lamens, the Belgian goalkeeper from Royal Antwerp, in a deal worth around 21 million euros. Negotiations between the two clubs are still ongoing, but United see Lamens as the right fit for their future. Just days ago, the Red Devils were in advanced talks for Emiliano Martinez, but the deal hit a wall. Martinez's wage demands of around £200,000 per week, combined with United's need to stay within financial fair play limits after spending over £200 million this summer, forced the club to look elsewhere. In contrast, Lamens, at just 22 years old, offers youth, potential, and a far more manageable financial package. As for Martinez, his future remains uncertain. Reports suggest Galatasaray have opened discussions with Aston Villa in the final hours of the window, as alternatives for the Argentine World Cup winner are now being explored. Across the city, Manchester City have pulled off a major move of their own. With Ederson sold to Fenerbahce, Pep Guardiola's side have swooped in to sign Gianluigi Donnarumma from Paris Saint-Germain. The deal is worth over 30 million euros, potentially rising to 35 million euros with add-ons. Donnarumma has already agreed personal terms and is set to undergo his medical today before signing a long-term contract. At 1.96 meters tall, with his enormous reach and vast experience for both club and country, the Euro 2020 winner is expected to bring solidity between the posts and further fuel City's ambition of sweeping up more silverware. For PSG, the sale closes the chapter on a turbulent 3-year spell. Donnarumma joined from AC Milan in 2021, made 161 appearances, kept 55 clean sheets, and played a pivotal role in last season's Champions League triumph. But now both parties move on, and the exits don't stop there. PSG forward Randal Kolo Muani is also on the move. He's set to join Tottenham on loan, with a non-mandatory option to buy included in the deal. Deadline day drama continued at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea have cut short the loan of Marc Guiu, recalling the 19-year-old striker from Sunderland. The youngster, signed from Barcelona in the summer of 2024, had already scored 6 goals in 16 games for Chelsea before heading out on loan, where he also left his mark with a Carabao Cup goal in just 3 appearances. The decision comes after Liam Delap suffered a hamstring injury in the win over Fulham last weekend. Initially expected to be out for 6 to 8 weeks, the Telegraph now reports the damage could be more severe, forcing Chelsea to reinforce their attack. With João Pedro firmly established as the main man up front, Guiu is set to step in as a backup option. Meanwhile, Tyreek George is leaving the Bridge. Fulham have reached an agreement with Chelsea to sign the 18-year-old winger after his proposed move to Roma collapsed. According to David Ornstein, the deal is worth £22 million plus a sell-on clause. The player is currently undergoing his medical in London. As for Nicholas Jackson, his future lies in Germany. The Senegalese striker is closing in on a record loan move to Bayern Munich, worth between 15 to 16.5 million euros, with an option to buy included. But the deal has been far from straightforward. His agent, Ali Barat, voiced his frustration. Nico was ready. Bayern was ready. We were all aligned on a world-class project. For the agreement to be withdrawn at the final moment is deeply frustrating. But we won't give up. I will fight with everything I have to make sure Nico's next step reflects his talent, ambition, and the plan we built together. We hope that Chelsea can cover Liam Delap's unfortunate injury. One of the most shocking stories of deadline day came from Germany. Leverkusen have sacked Ten Hag after only 2 Bundesliga matches. The Dutchman, who took charge in May after 7 months out of work following his dismissal from Man United, endured a disastrous start. A 1-2 home defeat to Hoffenheim was followed by a painful collapse against Werder Bremen. Despite leading 3-1 against 10 men, Leverkusen threw it away, drawing 3-3 and tumbling into the bottom half of the table. The board called an emergency meeting and pulled the trigger. It's a brutal decision, but one that underlines the ruthless nature of modern football. Ten Hag left United with a 54.69% win rate, the 3rd highest in the club's history for managers with 100 games or more. Now, after back-to-back sackings, the question looms large. Where does Ten Hag go from here? And finally, a fairy tale ending for a Premier League legend. Jamie Vardy has joined Serie A newcomers Cremonese on a deal until 2026, with an option to extend if they stay up. At 38, Vardy still has goals in him. He hit 10 for Leicester last season, and Cremonese, flying high with 2 wins from 2, hope his experience and killer instinct will help them survive. From non-league pitches to Premier League glory, Vardy now begins what could be the final chapter of his extraordinary career in Italy.